Yes, week 12, Thanksgiving, Black Friday games are upon us, and we are here back in the DFS Deli to break it all down for you. And I am personally excited about all the football all weekend. We got Thursday, Friday, big college football Saturday, and the grossest main slate that I've seen in a very, very long time. But we're here to break it all down, of course. Welcome on into the deli. Pull up your favorite beverage, grab a chair, and come on in. Hey, welcome back to the DFS Deli. I'm the proprietor of this delicatessen, Saleh Ali Shahid, and I'd like to welcome back my long-standing friend, my colleague, my coworker, Baker. Baker, welcome back to the deli. You've been on the road,
Yes, I have.
grinding the new job.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you back in town for Thanksgiving. I assume you're here to visit and hang out with some family. Am I assuming that correctly?
You are. But I'm gonna go meet up with actually Chill, Anthony, Dijon. Gonna go meet up with those guys in a little bit. I'm saying throw a few back.
No invite?
You have kids.
No invite?
You have kids.
Oh no! Don't try to play me. Y'all
You-
did. No, y'all know I got kids, but I ain't get no invite. I didn't have the chance to turn y'all down. Like what is this? What is this? Y'all, you over here meeting with my friends and family, but you don't even want to invite me? That's hurtful, dog. You're using me to talk about DFS is what you're doing, and it hurts my feelings. I could have came out. I could have came out tonight. I could have found a sitter. I could have done something, but no invite. Y'all want it? All right. Let's see how it is.
See what had happened was obviously what me and Dijon got going on the side, so on and so forth.
Yes.
So before I hit the road, you know what I'm saying, grinding with this new job, he had mentioned that he had got on the Xboxes and was playing, you know what I'm saying, certain games with Ant Chill and those guys, and they had mentioned coming out where because they play volleyball out by him. So it's like, hey, come out, I'm saying you can come out this way. And he's like, well, fuck it. Instead of coming out all the way out on my side of town, he's like, I just go out there. I'm like, well, I still need to go to the house that him and I bought. So I'm like, well, if I'm out there, might as well.
All right. Well,
I mean, would you like for me to do a shot for you? I'll do a shot for you.
I'll just spend the rest of the night alone
with your kids,
my friends,
with your kids who are in the other room. They are literally like 20 feet from you right now.
I know, but my kids are sleeping. And again, I could have found a sitter, but nah, y'all want to invite me out nowhere. No, Sully's old. Sully has kids. Don't invite him anywhere. You want to hang out?
Well, first of all, you are old. Second of all, you do have kids.
I know. I was speaking the truth, jerk.
I'm just saying.
That's fine. Well, regardless of what you guys are doing, and I'm just gonna finish the rest of this bottle of wine and go to sleep, I guess, by myself in my tears. So it's fine. But no, man, it's good to have you back in the deli. Chili's been holding down the fort for us. Doing the 1-on-1, so it's.
I mean, trust me. I even though I ain't been here, I've been watching. Like, you know what I'm saying, I still be seeing.
But where can you watch?
See, I don't even listen on the podcast no more. I just watch it on YouTube. Like, I go to my YouTube, I go into the search bar, and I type in DFS DELI, and then this show pops up. So I hit the subscribe button, so my phone tells me when these get uploaded. So then, my phone tells me DFS show. Cool. Click.
Excellent. So what you're telling the listeners is that you should go to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button on the DFS Deli YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you know when these episodes get uploaded, so you can ingest the tasteful menu that we have laid out for you for the week 12 slate. Is that what you're trying to say?
Smorgasbord of information.
Yeah, information or lack thereof.
I mean, just because it's the Thanksgiving show does not mean we're going to spend 90% of this show talking about food.
Absolutely. There will be food takes because in case, you don't know, the premise of tonight's show is that we're going to look at the early look of the main slate. We're going to talk about the Thanksgiving slate, kind of slap that in face just a little bit and kind of, get some terrible takes out of the way for Thanksgiving because again, I say it every year and I'll say it again this year. Okay, hot take. It's not even a hot take. It's just a take, a truthful take
It is
that
a truthful take.
turkey is the most overrated dish in the freaking Thanksgiving menu, period. If turkey was that damn good, why is it only one time a year you cook the shit? Why? Because it's trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not arguing it. I came around on that because initially I think I fought you on it, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, hold on, that actually sounds right. Because though I eat sliced turkey or shaved turkey sandwiches and things of that nature, it's like I don't eat a real bird besides
Yeah,
once
see?
a year.
Yeah, there you
No.
go. Because it's trash. We all know that the chalk, at least for our skin tone on Thanksgiving, is that mac
It's
and
that mac and
cheese, bro.
cheese. It's definitely that mac and cheese.
It's that mac and cheese, bro. You know what I'm saying? And all of you non-ethnic listeners that don't have the macaroni and cheese at your Thanksgiving dinner, you're fucking everything up, okay? You're messing it up. So get yourself some macaroni and cheese. Have your white daughter date a black man, okay? Invite him over for Thanksgiving and make sure he come through with that macaroni and cheese. I'm just saying.
I mean, it still cracks me up to this day. Our mutual friend Nikki, asking Dijon to have his mom cook
Yeah,
or with his mom's
mac and
mac and
cheese.
cheese
Yeah.
recipe. Like, come on. That's how important it was once she realized, like, yeah, mac and cheese needs to be at that Thanksgiving table.
Period.
It has to.
I mean, like, again, we'll get to football here shortly, but skip the green bean casserole bullshit. That shit sucks. Skip all that. Get yourself some sweet potatoes, okay? Because mom coming through with the sweet potatoes.
With or without the marshmallow, with or without.
It depends. Am I dating a white woman or not?
See, it don't matter if you're dating a white woman or not. The white people, I feel like they put the marshmallows on there. I feel like we sometimes put the marshmallows on there too, but we might hook it up with a little bit of extra like brown sugar or something.
It's the brown sugar. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If it's an ethnic Thanksgiving, there ain't no marshmallows in that sweet potato. But you best believe we loading up with an extra cup of brown sugar.
Oh, absolutely. Like I've been to the ethnic to the black Thanksgiving with marshmallows in there, but there was extra brown sugar to go along with it.
Eating a side dish for dessert.
Basically, shit, sweet than a motherfucker.
Yeah, skip the pie. Skip that pie shit. Nah, just give me them sweet potatoes over there on the side. I'm good. That's my dessert. Period.
I mean, as a kid, I would eat them as dessert. They would be that damn sweet. I'm like,
okay. Before we get into Thanksgiving, the slate real quick. Because basically we're just going to break down about how we're approaching the slate, not necessarily game by game plays, blah, blah, blah. Because on a short slate, you have to play it differently. Okay. You can't just say, I'm going to take a couple players from this game, stack it this way, whatever. You got to get unique. You got to get different because everybody's going to be chalky. Okay. Like just get it out. You're not going to find a 1% owned player that's going to break the slate. Probably.
And if you do find a 1% owned, that was probably a bad play that you may have just got lucky on.
Exactly. But before we break down tomorrow's games, real quick, I had a memory pop up on Facebook, and it was one of the truest words that I've ever spoken in my life. Okay, you ready for what popped up?
Sure. Didn't even know you checked your Facebook, so yeah.
Well, because I got to check the volleyball groups every now and then. Just keeping abreast on nationals and all the drama if there is any. So I'll pop in every now and then.
Gotcha.
But I literally posted, I think it was 11 years ago, that I said that the dump after Thanksgiving dinner is the best dump you could ever take of the year. And it's not close. It's not close. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my. See, mine isn't after Thanksgiving dinner. Mine's the next day. because
Oh, the next day one's is rough too. Yeah.
because the Thanksgiving coma does not allow me to get that out same day.
See, that's why. See, Baker, that's why you need to incorporate that mid-meal walk. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your first plate down. Then you got to step outside, get that fresh air, walk like a quarter to a half a mile, come back. Then your digestive system is ready to go. You hit that dump, probably at a friend or family's house because everybody blowing up the bathroom anyway. So you might as well just get in where you fit in, knock that out, and then get your second and third plate. Fall into that coma on the couch with everybody else because that afternoon game sucks, and then wake up, get yourself some dessert, and then as soon as you get home to your place, that's when the real dump happens.
See, what I already know how my day is going to go tomorrow. My day is going to we're going to my auntie's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk in the door drinking beer.
Sure.
Then at some point in time, because they're still gonna be cooking when we walk in the door. So I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying, about 3-4 beers deep, depending on what I choose to drink.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Then I'm gonna eat. Then I'm gonna have another beer, and then another beer, and then another beer, and then I'm gonna have my second plate. So I'm just gonna be full from beer and food. Like it's just like that's gonna be my entire makeup tomorrow.
Bruh.
I get it, and I respect it. That was me for years, but now I'm a loner, so I'm literally sitting in the house, and the Chinese spot is open, so I'm gonna give you some Chinese, sit in front of the TV and watch some football. So that's me, man. That's me.
Well,
so,
if you want to roll through, you're more than welcome, Avi.
Hey man, I might have to take you up on that. You know what I'm saying? Me and Auntie, we all family here. We all family. So.
You know what I'm saying? Introduce you to the other side of the Baker family.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we might have to take you up on that. But
absolutely.
Speaking of which, around that time, we're gonna have our first game of the afternoon, which it looks like, what is it? It's Detroit first, correct?
Yes, sir.
This game again, and I want to kind of contextualize this slate as a whole before we get to the main slate. Is like, how are you personally going to approach your lineups when it comes to like the full slate? Because I'm breaking it down two different ways, right? So it's either I onslaught a team or a game and hope that's correct, and then hope the other two game bust, or I'm taking, because we have three teams that are implied to score significantly more than their opponents. Okay.
Absolutely.
There's a beatdown spot with a lot of injuries in Green Bay. There's a beatdown spot with not a lot of competition with the Commanders. And then I think the most competitive game is probably going to be Seattle and the 49ers.
I agree.
Seattle is in a must-win situation after missing that field goal that cost them the game against the Rams last week. So in order to continue to push for that division, at least, they have to beat the 49ers. Geno Smith is fighting an elbow injury right now, and it's a late hammer. So it's like, do you play it where you play some of the chalky pieces at 12:30 or 4:30 when the Cowboys play, and then where to late swap, which a lot of people don't and won't do tomorrow? But you, the listener, you are a sharp DFS player, so to late swap if your 4 o'clock or 12 o'clock players fail. Get CMC out of your lineup. Get Brock Purdy out of your lineup. I mean, you got to swap. So
I mean, you got to get Zach Charbonnet.
Charbonnet.
Oh, yes, little Charbonnet.
Yes, a cup of Zach Charbonnet. Yes. But yeah, I kind of want to get your opinion about how you're going after it, because from, again, my perspective, I'm onslaughting a game or onslaughting a team and kind of picking pieces. So my lead is that I want to be as much in the Seattle game as possible and take like 1 or 2 pieces from like the earlier games and then wait for my PMR to hit. But again, that's me. How are you going about it?
I kind of agree with that, because one of the things that I've typically done in my past is I'll try to like pick pieces out of every game, and I'm like, and then it's like, hold on one second.
Boom, doom, 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 doom. Boom, doom, 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 doom. Do, 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 boom, doom, 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 doom. Do, 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 do. Bum, bum.
Hey, I actually got back before the finish of the Jeopardy thing. Sweet.
That was really convenient. I did not plan that. That was really awkward, but it worked.
But yes, what I've done in the past, and it's worked but not worked because like there'll be because there is it tends to be, especially on these short slates, there's one game that you need that you need multiple pieces of, and grabbing little bits and pieces and trying to stack every game, it tends not to work because not every game is going to have that perfect little mini that's going to get there for you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so going into tomorrow, I know my focus will be all right. I'm saying, how do I want to stack this? Do I want to stack it on this side or that side? And what pieces, especially the 49ers, I think the 49ers pieces that you choose to play in that late window are going to be key because that's the hardest team to stack. And hell, we say that on main slates too,
Yep.
because, there's no cheap piece.
Mhm.
Cowboys, you can get into the Cowboys with Jake the Snake, who's not too bad, Brandon Cooks, who's not too bad. You can get some of these ancillary Detroit wide receivers if you want to just get completely stupid with it. And you can get there with even Jared Goff, who's not expensive, so you can get there in different ways. Everybody in San Francisco is expensive besides Brock Purdy.
Right.
So,
Right.
what San Francisco pieces, how you stack San Francisco, if you play San Francisco, I think that's going to be honestly one of the keys to winning tournament lines.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. And again, on a short slate, you kind of got to tell yourself a story, right? So it's like in the early window, how does Detroit win the game? We saw their earlier matchup against the Packers earlier in the year where David Montgomery went absolutely berserk. So it's like his 3 touchdowns, but Jameer Gibbs is in the building now. So it's like, do you want to play that side? Because I think like Jameer Gibbs will be more expensive, or sorry, more owned than David Montgomery, correct? But I think like a lot of people want to play those pieces that are, let's say, Laporta and the Sun God and all that. And are they running with other like run backs in that game? Because the old narrative for DFS on Thanksgiving was everybody's sitting down drinking and they haven't quite had their first meal yet and they want to see their players play. So everybody in the 12:30 window is going to be super owned. And because everybody's tapering off towards the end of the day, which does happen, I don't think that's the case this year because the Cowboys are playing at 4:30. So,
And
and people want some Cowboys because Dak Prescott's probably going to be outside of CMC the highest owned player on this slate. So, you have to tell yourself a story. How does Detroit win? How does the Packers win? Like, how does Washington win? How does Dallas win? So again, the chalkier pieces, let's say in the Dallas game, Dakota and CeeDee Lamb. Tell yourself a story that the defense dominates and they don't need those guys. So you want to play other guys, or you're telling yourself the other story that Dakota's going to dominate and those are the pieces you want. Then you take your CeeDee Lamb, your Dakota, your Jake the Snake, uh, uh, what's his name, Cooks to a lesser extent, and then look at the other game and say, well, how is Detroit going to win? Because if you're saying that Dallas is winning through the air, you're hopefully telling yourself a story that the Lions are winning on the ground. Because once you put CeeDee Lamb and the Sun God in a lineup, you can forget CMC. You can forget Brandon Ayuk. You can forget Deebo Samuel. You can forget George Kittle. So that means you're telling yourself a story that Seattle and the 49ers are going to be a low total. And then Detroit's going to pass all over the yard, and the Cowboys are going to pass over the yard, and this game's going to bust. Or you're going to tell the opposite story, like the Cowboys play like a sloppy game, like they did against Carolina last week. And a few people get there, but they don't actually get there. Like Tony Pollard was okay. CeeDee Lamb was okay. Dakota was okay. The Cowboys defense was the play out of that game last week.
absolutely.
Excuse me. So, are you telling yourself that story, or are you telling yourself that Detroit is going to be the game where you want all their pass catchers? Excuse me, my God, I apologize. And then kind of playing it like that. And another thing that I'm actually doing is that I'm playing main slates, I'm playing a couple main slate lineups, but I'm also playing showdown lineups
Are you really?
for the hedge.
Gross.
So whoever's not in my main slate lineup is going in that showdown lineup. You see what I'm saying? On every game. So if I'm leaving somebody out, at least they're hitting on another lineup. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
just double down. Just double down. So you win all the monies or you lose all the monies.
come on, man. We got to hedge on Thanksgiving a little bit. Come on.
Oh,
Give me a break.
absolutely. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I either want all the monies or I lose all the monies. Case in point, I had so much Devon A-Chain who got hurt last Sunday, so I lost all the monies. But if Devon A-Chain would have went like Denver Broncos, Devon A-Chain, I would have won all the monies. I want all the monies or I lose all the monies. There's no in between here. I'm not hedging. I don't want to come out pushing.
It's a short slate, Baker. Help me out here. I'm trying to teach these guys game theory.
I'm trying to teach you my theory. Money. I want the money.
I enjoyed your time off.
Don't worry, I hit the road again on Saturday, so I am back on the road on Saturday.
So before we head to the main slate, give me your favorite play on Thanksgiving.
I'll give you both. I'll give you two different type of plays. I'll give you my favorite pivot, and I'll give you my favorite flat out play. I think the best play on the Slate, it has to be Sedarian Lamb. It has to be Sedarian. Like I don't think I need analysis there. Like that's just the best play, and I think the best pivot is Tony Pollard.
Okay, so same game. So play Dallas one way or the other.
If you fade Dallas, best of luck to you. Like I'll put it that way. Like you know what I'm saying, prayer hands in the air for you. If you choose to fade Dallas.
That is one thing I was gonna say concerning that slate is that I would make sure you get at least 2 Dallas pieces in. So tell yourself a story that either they win on the ground or through the air and the defense. So it's like take Pollard and the defense, or take Dak and take CD. Don't you dare fade the Cowboys. Period.
See,
Don't
one of
do
the
it to
interesting
yourself.
things, one of the interesting things that I was thinking about as we were actually talking here is, say I made a lineup with Pollard and Ferguson with no Dak. So Ferguson can catch one or two, but Dak doesn't have to go off, and the
Sure.
rest can come from Pollard. So I
Sure.
still got my Dallas exposure with no Dak. That was something interesting that I was thinking. And both of those guys are leveraging all the ownership on CD and Dak.
Like I said, I would take 2. Take whatever 2 you want. I just want you to take 2 Cowboys in your lineups. I don't care how you do it. Do it in a funky way, like you said. If you want to avoid the Dak chalk and hope he just has like a pedestrian game, then that's fine. Don't use Dak. But like you said, I think CD is going to have a great game, but he's going to be highly owned, which is fine. I think Jake the Snake could have a good game, but there are good tight ends on this slate. Like you got Laporta, you know what I'm saying? So you got Kittle. There's other places to go. So that ownership might be spread out. And then at running back, obviously people are going to be decided between basically at the top CMC and Tony Pollard for the most part, because there's no Aaron Jones. He's out. And then you got no Ken Walker III. He's out. So people are going to stuff in Jack Charbonnier. So it's like, how do you want to get different? Do you want to just eat the chalk and go CMC, Pollard, and Charbonnier? Or
I think Charbonnet ends up garnishing more ownership than CMC.
Oh, he's cheap.
Exactly. That's why.
Which is why you should play my favorite play of the slate, or my favorite pivot play of the slate in large field, Baker.
What? Noah Fant?
No, I sent you the screenshot earlier.
What? Who is that guy?
DJ Dallas?
That's DJ Dallas? Why does he look so angry?
He doesn't look angry. He just looks fucking frightening.
He looks so angry.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is that if you go into Sunday night and you still have Zach Charbonnet and someone from the afternoon busted, just switch him to DJ Dallas, please, and give
That's
yourself a chance.
that's the thing that scares me the most about playing Zach Charbonnet is there's not really much of a late swap off him.
Yeah, like I said, DJ Dallas. That's it. That's all
Out
you
like
got.
if he's in your flex, I would go JSN over that. But yeah, that's literally pretty much it.
Again, you need to resurrect your lineup because if you're that dead, like if JSN's gonna have ownership.
Oh, absolutely.
Believe that. So who else are you gonna go to? Because you can't go to any San Francisco wide receivers because guess what? They don't throw anywhere else. They don't.
Watch this be the random Juwan Jennings touchdown game.
Shut your whore mouth.
Dude, the fucking Thanksgiving Millionaire Maker is gonna have like Juwan Jennings and Ray McLeod with their freaking Brock Purdy stack, and it's gonna hit.
Got me choking up like Snoop. Anyway, enough with this Thanksgiving crap. Let's slide over to the main slate. Obviously, we're going to break down position by position, which is why we kind of stuff these shows together because there's only, 2 or 3 totals over 42 on the main slate?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, we got a 4th one in.
I got Tampa Indy at 43.5.
Gross.
I have Arizona LA at 44.5. I don't know. I'm just telling you what's in front of my face.
Yo, listen, the easiest under in the freaking universe last week, minus the Browns game, was that Seahawks game. Ain't no way that total should have been 46. No freaking way. Like, both those teams are freaking sus. So it's like, nah, man, that was the easy. No, ain't no way in hell. I trust the Rams game is getting into the 40s. Stop the cap. It ain't going to happen.
I'm sorry, there's a 5th game. I missed a game. Jacksonville Houston is at 48.5.
Yes, that's one of the 2 games.
Buffalo Philly, that's at 48.5.
Yep.
And then KC Vegas is at 43.
Oh, shit. I forgot freaking KC's on the main slate. Oh.
I mean, nobody's been talking about Taylor Swift, so how were you supposed to know?
You're right. You're right. Kansas City looks like ass.
I mean, for fuck's sake. They look like me in our backyard games of football when, you know what I'm saying, the joke was I couldn't catch over my shoulder. Like, God damn.
I mean, are like the Chargers and Chiefs like clones of one another? Well, I mean, Keenan Allen's great, so I take that. But he dropped a wide open touchdown too, so I take it back. He's okay. But like they're just like the same freaking team. My God, like, we got to leverage KC at 4:00 too this week. Man, I'm not excited about that.
I mean, there's only one play in my opinion from KC. Like, I'm not playing no pass catcher in that game.
Oh, you talking about Pacheco?
The angriest runner in the history of the world.
The memes on that guy, they're lovely. I love it. I love Isaiah Pacheco memes. They crack me the hell up.
They are quite funny.
All right, well, quarterback. I'm gonna leave a lot of the talking at quarterback to you because guess what? My player pool has 2 people in it.
Aw, that's so sweet of you.
Yeah, it has 2 people in it: Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. That's it. I'm not playing another quarterback this week. Screw everybody else.
I mean, I get why, because I mean, it is the game.
I mean, Eagles are a pass funnel for the most part. Too bad, Patrick Mahomes couldn't really exploit that. But at the same time, his receivers can't catch, but Buffalo's can. Their switch to their new offensive coordinator seems to a little spark. I mean, this was the Jets defense that was shutting down, checks notes, everybody, including this same Bills team, first week of the season. So it's like Josh Allen scorched them. What is he about to do to Philly? And then obviously Jalen Hurts on the opposite side. Just passed Cam Newton for on the rushing total for quarterbacks. So I mean, and we got looks like angry AJ Brown again, and we saw last time he yelled at Jalen Hurts how he went off. So the stacking partners are there, but at the same time, this game, if you're gonna go that route, is expensive. So it's like, how are you going to approach that game? Are you going to approach it with ancillary pieces with Josh Allen stacks? Or are you going to do the same thing with Jalen Hurts? Are you going to skinny stack Jalen Hurts? Are you going to run him naked? Because if he gets to the 1 yard line,
We know what's happening.
Yeah, guess what's about to happen? He getting shoved. So, but yeah, like I said, my player pool has 2 people in it for quarterbacks, and that's it, bro. So, you know my stance. I'm not getting cute. You got Gardner Minshew cheap. I know you'll talk about him. You got Baker Mayfield against the pass funnel in Indy. You can talk about him if you choose to. But again, I'm just gonna stick with the highest total on the slate and just go with one of those 2. Stroud's expensive now, and he should be.
Yes, he
He
should.
should be. But again, these 2 quarterbacks minus Kyler are the only ones that can offer that rushing upside, like with their like do the damage with their legs. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
And don't say Trevor Lawrence and his 2 rushing touchdowns last week. I
I
don't
was
want to.
gonna say, Gardner Minshew with his legs, sir.
Oh my god!
Don't forget the quote unquote number 1 defense in the NFL got carved up by one Gardner Minshew. Keep
Hey,
that
off with all that shit, man. I don't want to hear it. All right, just. But go ahead, Baker. Break down the quarterback position. Who you are thinking about playing this week?
Well, anybody who's been listening to the show for any amount of time understands my infinity and love for Gardner Minshew. So, for those people, you don't need me to say anything. You can fast forward to me talking about somebody else. For the people who've not heard me talk about Gardner Minshew, outside of the fact that Tampa is a pass funnel, I understand that Buffalo, Philly is the highest total, but the Colts are implied for the same amount of points as Buffalo. So, if you're going to play Josh Allen, I understand Josh Allen's ceiling is, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But if a lot of these points are thought to come from Josh Allen's right arm, we have not equal of a run defense, but a also very stifling run defense in Tampa. So there's no reason that if we're implying for them the same amount of points, those points are coming from Josh Allen's arm. There's a great chance these points are coming from Gardner Minshew's arm. And though there's no design runs for Gardner Minshew, he has shown time and time again that when he's on the run, he sees a lane, he's taking it. So he does have a out with his legs for a rushing touchdown, not much in the rushing yards perspective. And yeah, this Tampa defense, we like it gets shown almost every week essentially that they can be susceptible to big plays. So, and I just love Gardner Minshew for president. As I just came from Washington D.C. They should put a freaking memorial right between Lincoln and Washington of Gardner Minshew. That's just my personal opinion. Just gonna throw it out there. I think CJ Stroud definitely has to be in play for me though, just because of the exact same reasons that Josh Allen's in play for you, Gardner Minshew's in play for me. This Jacksonville run defense is quite stifling, and it's literally the same implied team total as the other 2 teams that I just talked about. He plays better at home. He has better stats in Houston. This game's in Houston, and it's essentially a pick 'em. It's a 1.5 point spread. So I think that we obviously know the ceiling of CJ Stroud. He's no longer cheap, which makes me sad. But I think that he is definitely a quarterback that needs to be in consideration. And I am such a sad panda because it looks like Derek Carr after the bye week is going to play this week. And I was so looking forward to loading up Jameis Winston this week.
Hey, listen, Jameis would have made my player pool. There's no doubt about that. I think I think us as a DFS community want Jameis Winston at quarterback. Like he would have got so much ownership because of like people like us that just want to see it happen. I just want one game. Just Derek Carr, sit the fuck down. Just one game of Jameis. Just one.
Just give me one game.
Michael Thomas on IR. It would be Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and Jameis, and walk away because that would have been amazing. But no, looks like Derek Carr was to clear concussion protocol and this, that, and the other. Blah, blah. No, please, for God's sake, 1 week. Just 1 week of Jameis. Please. Please.
And I know everybody in yearly football who owns Chris Olave is just praying. Please, for the love of everything holy, let Jameis Winston play 1 week for Chris Olave.
I 100% agree. Yeah, Baker, I don't disagree with any of your takes. I like that QB pool for sure. Again, you need to go the expensive route. The Josh Allen stacks, the Jalen Hurts stacks are there. But like I said, it's very prohibitive to your lineups. But what you mentioned with guys like Gardner Minshew. You go Gardner Minshew, Pittman, Downs, you have a cheap stack, and you can get in those games. So if you go the Josh Allen route, you probably are excluding yourself from other players because, again, his pass catchers are expensive. But at the same time, again, these guys offer, they offer upside with their legs. So you don't necessarily, even though I will do it, but you don't necessarily have to double stack them. You don't have to bring along Diggs. You don't have to bring along AJ Brown. You don't have to bring along Slim Reaper, et cetera, et cetera. But, in order to access that upside, you probably need at least one of them, and it's going to lock you out to some other players. So
absolutely,
I get your logic. I 100% get it. So are we safe to move on to the running back position?
I mean, I think we're safe. I always feel weird, even though I'm not on Pat Mahomes, as I mentioned already. I always just feel weird when he's playing the Raiders because I feel like he owns their soul.
I mean, I feel like that's the good thing about it, though, is because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, there's going to be ownership on Patrick Mahomes.
Now, if there was no ownership on Patrick Mahomes, then I would be on Patrick Mahomes, because you can't give me an unowned Pat Mahomes and say versus the Raiders and I'm not playing Pat Mahomes at no ownership versus the Raiders.
I mean, luckily he plays at 4 because, if let's say you're going in with Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts and your 1 o'clocks fail, you could probably supplant some of that ownership and go to Patrick Mahomes and feel good about it.
Or hear me out, you can swap to DTR.
And Baker?
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no fucking way, boy.
So, no, that's not going to happen, Baker. That's just not going to happen.
Okay, more logically, you could swap to Kyler. How about
that? That's fair. But like I said, I mean, out of these elite guys, Patrick Mahomes is probably going to be the least owned, and I would feel better about, oh no, I can't play Josh Allen. I have to play Patrick Mahomes. Oh darn, shoot.
Heck, I'll shoot.
Rats. Wow. What's at a fraction of the ownership? Oh no, what are we ever going to do? Oh no. But yeah, like I said, at least they play at 4. But let's head over to running back. And I think probably, and again, you're probably going to see my boner for this game, is that I'm playing DeAndre Swift. I'm going to do it. The dude doesn't leave the field anymore.
He's been good.
Right. He's been good. Buffalo was pretty mid against the run. So the only time that the Jets scored last week was via Breece Hall in the receiving game, but still a running back nonetheless. So yeah, my favorite play is probably still DeAndre Swift. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of weird plays. Like you already mentioned Pacheco. I love that against Vegas. I mean, he's definitely cheap enough to the point where you can stuff him in with some PMR at 4 o'clock. And what we were trying to do at the beginning of the year is attack Denver with running backs. Do you think a guy like Jerome Ford gets enough volume to go into Denver to be playable? ?
It's actually funny to me. I was thinking about this as we were getting on, looking up, who still ranks where as far as not DVOA, but defense versus positions. And Denver still ranks giving up the most fantasy points to running backs, even though they've been a lot better the past month and a half. And it's all just stemmed off of that Dolphins game.
Right. They can't skew the numbers back because of the Dolphins.
Because 2 running backs had 50. Yep. They gave up 100 points in one game. It's just skewed so freaking much.
Facts.
But as I look at it, one of my favorite run backs in Gardner Minshew, besides Mike Evans, which I didn't really feel like I needed to talk about at wide receivers, but Mike Evans is a fantastic play in that game. It's also Rachacha White.
How does he keep getting there?
I don't know. I don't know, but at this point, I'm gonna stop asking. I understand, a lot of times the thought process is team came off a bye, they're this, that, the other. Well, the Colts still suck. That defense is still trash. and he's still
Facts.
involved in so many different ways to the point where in my opinion, he has to be in play. The second team giving up the most points to the running back position is still Carolina. Now, I understand that this game is gross as an overall thing, but we get the big dog at a suppressed price with no ownership or not much ownership, under 15% as we sit on a Wednesday night. Versus the team that gives up the most points to the running back position in a game that we know is not going to get out of control. Like, there's not going to be many points scored, so on and so forth. Would it shock any of us if Derrick Henry had one of his vintage 150-3 type of games versus Carolina? It would not shock me whatsoever.
Baker, as a Derrick
Yes.
Henry, as a Derrick Henry truther,
Yes.
hardcore fan, close to my heart. You know, I sleep with his jersey sometimes behind here. But
Yes.
but the king is dead.
I mean, I understand, but like we've seen I think 2 or 3 spike weeks from your king. You know, we've seen a few spike weeks from Chinchalla.
Yeah. I mean, you let Tony Pollard score, Carolina. Like, I get where you're coming from. I don't know if I have the testicular fortitude to click our king. And again, this is as a biased fan. I don't know if I have the testicular fortitude to click our king. So it's hard to see that the king is dead. But even in this juicy matchup at home versus one of the worst run defenses on the planet, I don't know if I could do it, man.
I think it's an interesting play, and I think it's something for at least I know for myself I'm gonna have to work throughout the course of the week. Really seeing where ownership falls, because obviously my ownership, as I mentioned to you earlier off air, is very skewed right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Because to go along with the 71% Mike Evans that is telling me, it has DeAndre Hopkins at 213% owned.
Oh yeah. So he gets played 2 times in lineups. Yeah, gotcha.
Kyle Phillips at 49% owned.
Okay, that's weird. 2 guys I want to question you about. Kyren Williams, of course, we know how deplorable Arizona is against the run.
Against everything?
Pretty much against everything. We load up guys against Arizona all day, every day. Kyren Williams coming back off that injury. They cut Darrell Henderson, so they must be confident in the health of Kyren. And we saw he was just a touchdown machine for the most part when he was active and healthy. And then Saquon Barkley. I mean, I think Tommy DeVito finally has figured out, like, I need to get the ball in his hands. You know, Tommy DeVito, you know what I'm saying? He needs to get the ball in his hands. And we saw 2 receiving touchdowns from him last week. And New England, they don't even know who they're playing at quarterback. So I'm not saying the Giants are good. I'm just saying Saquon's kind of good. So he's in that tier at pricing when it's like, you know, your ETN tier and your Kyren tier. Saquon is right there. So I don't know if it's going to be point chasing if people play him, but I don't know if it's just flat out a good play, like, overall. So any love for Saquon or Kyren this week?
Kyren, absolutely. I mean, hell, this exact same game earlier in the season is where Kyren got hurt in garbage time. After he got us all there, he got hurt in garbage time, which was very sad. So absolutely love Kyren. Like, we're going to continue to do this for we're in week 12 for the next 6 weeks.
Sure.
Arizona, running back, wide receivers, anything, play it. So you like, there's no convincing of a guy who's going to be on the field 80% of the time and see, 70 to 90%, or not close to 90% of the freaking running back touches. Like, it's a no-brainer for me on Kyren Williams. Saquon on the other side, I feel like the Patriots will have a better game plan than Washington did, because the Washington defense doesn't have a game plan more times than not. And, Bill coming off his bye and all that fun stuff, I feel like Bill actually will make adjustments, at least to his defense, to have them ready for Tommy DeVito and Saquon Barkley. Bill has obviously been, notorious about beating the hell out of rookie quarterbacks. So, I mean, it might be one of those games where Saquon gets 30 carries. But I don't see many scenarios where he's going to be in position to score. And I think that's going to be the huge thing for him. The touches obviously will be there, but I don't think he's going to be in position to score. So he's not that strong. He's not that great of a play to me personally.
Okay, so you're taking Kyron in a vacuum. I get it.
But I think I'm potentially interested in the running back on the other side of the ball in that game, maybe.
Gross.
I mean, we saw before the bye, like Ramondre kind of got back to that lead back role, seeing elite passing down usage and running the ball a lot better the past couple weeks. He's fully healthy coming off of their bye, and we've been targeting the Giants with running backs as well. So I don't see why Brian Robinson just had a great game versus these guys last week. I don't see why Ramondre at 5,800 can't do the same thing.
I like the Ramondre play only because if I'm in like peeking in Bill Belichick's head, I'm trying to keep the ball out of my quarterback's hands as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So sure. You know what? You sold me. I'm good. I will include a cheap Ramondre Stevenson. I'm with you. I like that.
So I can convince you on Ramondre Stevenson, but I can't convince you on your king. Something's wrong here.
Again, it's only Wednesday, bro. It's only Wednesday. Things can change. Things can change. It's literally who's getting paired up with DeAndre Swift because I'm playing DeAndre Swift in every lineup. Period.
So what you're saying is it's going to be DeAndre Swift and Kyron Williams. It's going to be DeAndre Swift and Isaiah Pacheco. It's going to be DeAndre Swift and Cha White.
You're building my lineup for me, bro. You're building it for me. I kind of like where this is going. You know what I'm saying? So, are we safe to move the wide receiver? We can slap that real quick.
I mean, I think Travis Etienne is in play as well, but I mean, I don't feel he's the strongest play, but I definitely think he's in play.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. Again, high total. You know what Etienne does. We saw that he got sniped a couple times, by his own quarterback. So I get it. It could definitely be a bounce back for Travis Iantini.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of big dogs on the slate at wide receiver. Steph, AJ. If we don't get Cooper Kupp, as you mentioned off air, Puka Nacua probably becomes like as close to a lock as you can get.
If we don't have Cooper Kupp, lock in Puka Nukem. I'm telling you that right now. There will be a lock button on Puka Nukem if Cooper Kupp is out.
I know. I know. Like I get. Yeah. Yes. I mean, yes. There's no analysis needed.
I give zero fuck. He could be 100% owned. I'm playing him.
Facts. A Tank Dell is obviously come on strong. Nathaniel, if it wasn't for his own quarterback, he'd probably be in consideration alongside Puka Nukem for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then you got your receivers in that Indy game on, your Gardner Minshew side with Michael Pittman Jr. Even though I don't think he's going to be played as much as probably he should, only because of his price. Both sites he's priced up. Probably got a little price up because of the matchup. Completely understand that. Who I really want to ask you about is this elite tier that involves Jamar Chase. Change at quarterback. Tough matchup. Can Jake Browning support a guy like Jamar Chase? Because I know this is more of a Saturday take, but no one's going to play Jamar Chase, bro.
Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not.
So I guess my question to you is, would you consider Jamar Chase?
It's such a sickening play because it's never going to come in a stack. So do I want a one-off Jamar Chase? And at that price tag of 83, I mean, he's more expensive than Puka Nukem. He's $7,000 cheaper than AJ Brown. He's $1,100 more than the Slim Reaper. Like, he's at a price point where it doesn't make it easy to play him. Like, he becomes he's obviously a nice leverage off of ownership at that position, at that in that price range. But he's going to make you not play, some better plays. So I can't see, I feel like if he was a 4 o'clock, he would be a late swap. He'd be a swaption.
the probably one of the better late swaps on the slate. Yeah, but like you said, you would be locked into Jamar Chase. That means you're locked out of Steph Diggs, Puka Nacua, AJ Brown, guys like that. Like that's your elite spot being occupied by Jamar Chase. Period.
Like you're sitting there at 1 o'clock hoping that he has an Arizona-esque game again, dropping 50 to ensure that you are going to stay well the fuck ahead of everything that's about to come.
That's a rough play, man. That's a rough play.
It's an extremely rough play, and just understanding that's like what's to come in that 4 o'clock window with some of those great plays and those heavy hitters to come.
Yep.
I can't see myself doing it.
I know. I agree, and I don't want to. I don't want to harp on it, but man, like you want to talk about, but like he's one of those guys that has the upside to compete with the elites, right? Because he is elite.
Oh, absolutely.
So are you going to err on the side of caution saying that, like, listen, if I'm Jake Browning, I need to find one guy, and that's Jamar Chase. If they got any type of chance to win this game in Pittsburgh or against Pittsburgh, and it's like, I don't trust anybody else. I mean, like if I take anybody from Cincinnati, it's going to be Jamar Chase. And if I'm taking Jamar Chase, I'm probably taking Jaylen Warren with him because I don't want to one-off Jamar Chase, right? Like if I feel like, okay, this game could probably go over the total, we all see and that's another guy we didn't mention in the running back section is that Jaylen Warren is the starter, even though he got less opportunities than Najee Harris on Sunday and had quadruple the amount of yards and a touchdown. But hey, Matt Canada's fired, so hey, maybe there's hope. I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, man, I think I'm just gonna try and stick with the elites and say, the Mike Evans tier, the Puka Nacua, the Tank Dell tier, like that. Those are my guys. And again, if we had Jameis Baker, Chris Olave would probably be a lock.
Oh, dude, it'd be so much air yard Olave. I mean, I would be wetting myself.
Seriously. And Rashid Shaheed gets a boost, obviously. Like, man, we could have had a cheap piece. We could have had some cheap piece to go along with these elites. But the Saints want to F it up. F up the experience.
Like Derek Carr, just sit your punk ass down.
Please.
Give the people what they want.
Please. Right. Give the fantasy community what they want. Sit your ass down and let us experience Jameis Winston. Please.
So, Sully, do you remember the South Park movie? I'm guessing you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I saw a meme and oh my God, I was dying laughing. You remember the song Blame Canada?
So I'm assuming it was a
Yes.
Matt Canada spin. Oh yeah.
I was dying laughing. I'm like, no, they did not take South Park and just turn this into Blame Canada, like Matt Canada.
Man, South Park has been wreaking havoc on the cultural world lately. It's been great. I don't know if you're abreast of the news with that terrible ass The Marvels movie, but basically South Park like destroyed it before it even came out. It was amazing.
South Park, why you gotta do that? Why can't you give them a chance?
Why is South Park always right? That's the better question.
You're not wrong. That's the thing. You're not wrong.
Oh man, okay. So unrelated to fantasy, I kind of put 2 and 2 together. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's the actual 2 and 2 that I was looking for, but it kind of crossed my mind. Like I think like 2 weeks ago about the Broncos and Russell Wilson and the Let's Ride thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's married to Sierra, right?
Yes.
What was one of her most popular songs?
Ride It.
So did he get the catchphrase from Sierra? Like he like let's ride, let's ride it. It came from his wife. I'm just is that accurate?
Is that where your brain goes randomly at times?
Yes, we're talking about all this celebrity and bullshit like that with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and blah 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 blah. I was like, whoa, Russell Wilson has a famous wife, and now he's got he's had this catchphrase for 2 years since he became a Bronco, and I just thought it dawned on me Like, let's ride
it.
his wife. See, oh my God, it's all connected, man. This is random.
Oh my God, something's so wrong with you. Your brain works in very weird ways.
Well, that's one game I will not be playing. The Broncos fucking Browns.
There's 2 plays of that game, and both are the defenses.
Yep. Period. Walk away. Walk the F away. That game, it's at 33.5, dude.
Like, we ain't getting cute here. Like, we are not getting cute here.
Right. I mean, Cortland Sutton continues to score like damn near every game.
He scored in 5 straight games. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Again, ride. That is one thing I will not be doing.
You could, like, that's not a swaption. That's not a nothing. You couldn't pay me to play that shit.
And it's so funny that they're in the 4 o'clock window with all these decent games, decent enough games. I gotta sit here and watch both of my teams play at the same time. One of them gets the Eagles, and the other gets the Broncos. Fuck me.
It's like one exciting, one. Why am I watching this?
I mean, credit to the Broncos. They've been winning games. I mean, they beat the Chiefs. They beat another one of my teams. They're winning games. It's just in the ugliest fashion you could ever imagine.
I'm not gonna lie. Sunday night, I thought Josh Dobbs was gonna find some magic and pull that one out. I thought he was.
For a smidgen of time. And personally, Baker, we should hate the Broncos right now. They beat your team last week. They beat my team the week before. They about to beat our other team this week. We should hate the Broncos. What a weird coincidence.
Part of me was happy the Broncos lost because I got a text. This wasn't trying to throw shade, but it was just what it is. How the Vikings were undefeated. Studer sent me a text saying, "Oh, the Vikings are undefeated without Justin Jefferson," and I'm like, okay.
That's just a weird ass coincidence.
It's like, are we digging into this, or are we just pointing out something that's completely oblivious?
You don't magically get better by losing one of the best receivers in the NFL. It's like saying the Bills dominated the Jets last Sunday and they didn't even need Steph Diggs. Do they need Steph Diggs? Yeah, take them off the team. See how good y'all are. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not going to be fun.
It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. Real quick, tight ends. I don't know why we need to do this, but let's do it.
Because according to you and Chill, we're contractually obligated, but we're not.
I mean, well, we're on the show together, so we don't have to talk about this ad nauseum. It's just nice. So
here's the fucked up part. Like, as I started building Monday and Tuesday, I literally built, and I'm like, there's not a single tight end I give a flying fuck about.
But Travis Kelce's on the slate.
Is Taylor Swift going to be in Vegas?
I don't know.
If the answer is no, trust me, social media will tell us before Sunday.
Yes. We'll know. Oh, we'll know.
If T Swizzy is not in the building, I don't care about Travis Kelce.
Okay, so basically we need to talk about what? 2 people? Trey McBride, Evan Ingram, Dalton Kincaid.
Evan Ingram is like I heard. What was the stat that I heard last week? Evan Ingram on the season has it was either 3 end zone targets or 3 red zone targets all season.
It's end zone. The dude does not get targeted in the end zone at all. He's the most negative EV play on the slate ever. That's probably the easiest fade for me of all time.
I mean, my initial builds, I just kept putting John O. Smith in it.
Dude, you're right. We do get Kyle Pitts and Geno Smith back. Oh, Lord, help us all.
I mean, I don't want to play the backup tight end in Kyle Pitts. I want to play the starter in Geno Smith. Just saying.
Why don't we just play the floor play and play Michael Mayer and call it a day, bro? I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is this now. When it comes to tight ends, this tight end slate is hideous.
I mean, you know who sucks against the tight end?
The Eagles
The Broncos.
not playing David Njoku. No, we just got finished talking about how we're not playing that game.
I know. Just seeing if I can hit you with a curveball.
Absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. Yeah, just looking at the tight ends on this slate, I'm like, it's literally like the only quote unquote good plays: Kincaid, Chalk McBride, and Dr. Schultz. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I guess Travis Kelce, like he's just a good player, but
I mean,
still.
yeah, he's just Travis Kelce. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, Travis Kelce's probably just a late swap for me. Like literally late swap only.
Travis Kelce is going to be like, I might lock him in with Puka Nacua if I hear Taylor Swift's at the game. Cool.
See, he's gonna need some love, man, after one of his crucial red zone fumbles on the last game. So I mean, yeah, maybe he can get some get back if T Swizzy's in the building. Then yeah, lock in Travis Kelce. If not, then you're right, fade him.
Yep.
And that's not DFS, logic. There's no stats back. I mean, there are stats back in that, but it's not like the Sims that all y'all motherfuckers are using right now does not have a little button that says, is Taylor Swift in attendance? If you hit yes, you need to adjust the projections automatically, and then it can simulate. But until technology is that advanced, we don't need to worry about that.
Actually, since I'm on literally a site that's called Run the Sims, I'm going to see if there is a algorithm in here that applies for Taylor Swift. Give me 1 second.
Hey, listen, man. As soon as simulation sites get the "is my hot girlfriend in attendance," unless they start factoring that, the shower narrative needs to be factored in. The revenge narrative needs to be factored in. The "my coach just got fired, it's time to get fired up" narrative. Until y'all can start putting those variables in the shit, I'm not doing any simulations. Forget all that.
You know what? It's not in here, so I can't give you any type of numbers on Travis in the Sims as far as like the whole Taylor Swift thing.
Please, if anybody that is doing simulation sites that listens or is subscribed to a simulation site like you are, email your provider of said simulation site and make them add features that point out revenge games, point out narratives, point out girlfriends, point out firings of coaches. That is the shit. And especially come week 17 or 18 or whatever it is, I need highlights of contract incentives.
Oh yeah.
I need all that. I need all that shit. I need all of it.
Every last bit of it.
Because it matters. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, narratives aren't. The fuck they aren't. Narratives are real, bro. Period. Narratives exist, and they factor in our DFS decisions. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, now that the tight end is done, thank the Lord. Defense.
I mean, I love the Chiefs defense. I think that's one of my favorite defenses on the slate as we sit here.
They're so expensive, Baker.
There's no cheap ones though. That's the fucked up part.
The
cheapest defense. The cheapest defense is 2,600. They put a strangle on defense this week.
I know they have been like, I don't want to say sharper, but like more aggressive. More aggressive.
Like they're definitely never giving you another $2,000 defense ever.
No. Was it? Didn't we have one at 1,800 one year?
Yes, we did.
The Jets defense against
God knows who, but
I can't remember who it was. Yeah,
it was the easiest play in the world.
Oh God, 1,800 lock.
I'll play that. I don't give a fuck who they could be playing Jesus Christ himself.
I'm telling you, I agree, 100% agree. But yeah, you're right. DraftKings and FanDuel alike are just like, nah, fam, no cheapies.
Like we're gonna make you play this position that none of y'all want to play anyway.
Like the cheapest defense on FanDuel is at $3K, and it's the Raiders.
Ugh.
And I'm not doing that.
The fucked up part is the Raiders isn't even the cheapest defense on DK.
I don't have DK pulled up. Who's the cheapest defense?
The Texans.
Yeah, the Texans are like right in front of the Raiders. I'd rather play the Texans.
But yeah, I mean, I like the Chiefs at 31, the Patriots at 32. Once again, Bill Belichick and his rookie narrative. As we stated, the Browns or the Broncos, either one, have fun.
And like I said, in that game, are they going to pass enough to warrant like turnovers, sacks, pick sixes, stuff like that?
The Broncos.
I want teams that will throw the ball and drop back. Like, I don't want a shutout. Like 10 points is cool, but like shutouts don't even occur in the NFL anymore. Like someone backs their way to 3 points at the end of the game.
I think I'm going to go back to an old philosophy of mine from I think last year or 2 years ago. I'm going to chase Kyler Murray with defenses because he runs
Kyler Murray around.
He runs into so many sacks from him trying to make these great plays, and that part of his game still hasn't changed, even coming off the injury. He's just going to do the little oh fuck. So, like, just watching parts of that game on Sunday, before I explored the city of our nation's capital, I'm like, dude, he still does this shit.
Sure does. I mean, Tommy DeVito got sacked 9 times. And he has to go against the Patriots. So, yeah, I'm with you. It's Patriots D. Patriots D stacked up with Ramondre.
Isaiah Pacheco stacked up with the Chiefs because AOC is going to get his ass whooped.
Yeah, pissed off Chiefs team after losing that game. Oh, man. Oh, boy. AOC is about to get destroyed.
Yes.
Yeah, they will make AOC look AFK real quick. It's about to get ugly for that young man. I'm not excited for what's about to happen with that. So, yeah, like you said, man, there's no cheap ones. It's tough sledding out there. But, yeah, I just want defense that go against quarterbacks that are going to drop back a little bit. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement with that. Well, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you come over to the YouTube channel and watch the video version of us here at the DFS Deli. Be on the lookout for hopefully a Saturday show as we get into our final descent of the main slate. We obviously wish you all the best of luck on your Thanksgiving Day slates. And remember, turkey is overrated as hell. Slam the mashed potatoes. If you haven't, make sure you get somebody in your family that has the macaroni and cheese. Because if you're not having macaroni and cheese with your Thanksgiving dinner, you're doing Thanksgiving wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong. Period. Sweet potatoes are a dessert, not a side dish.
Or both.
Don't forget that. Or both. Or both, right? And make sure you got your Charmin Extra Soft coming to the party. Because if you're not hosting, you know the host has that cheap-ass toilet paper, okay? You know they got it because they know multiple people are going to be taking dumps inside their own home, okay? So you bring your own roll of Charmin Extra Soft tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and don't forget it, okay?
That shit is so expensive, though.
Let me tell you, bro. It's worth it.
It is so expensive.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Just pay a little extra. Get yourself some Charmin Ultra Soft. All right. Okay. Before we get out of here, of course, Baker, I need something bold. I need something bold for Thanksgiving, and I need something bold for the main slate. I need it. I need it in my life.
All right, let me bring up Thanksgiving real quick. Something bold for the giving of thanks. I got something for you. All right. So the Cowboys are gonna smack Washington, right?
Wait, sorry, I'm a little behind, but
Yeah.
They gonna smack them so bad that Cooper Rush is going to score more fantasy points than Sam Howell.
What did he say?
That's an ass whipping. Wow. Cooper Rush over Sam Howell. Got it.
Is that bold enough for you?
Yeah, that's bold. That's bold. That's bold, bro. That's bold.
Main slate for you. I mean, I'm about to go into the game in which I've talked about all evening. Obviously, you guys know I'm locking in Puka Nacua. He's your wide receiver 1. I'm not going bold with that, though.
Okay.
So we're going to go 6X. He's going to 6X his salary, Gardner Minshew. 6 as 30 plus.
Okay.
Gardner
Minshew.
That
guy so much.
I mean, I want to have his children.
Fair. Thanksgiving hot take. DJ Dallas outscores Zach Charbonnet. And on the main,
Zach
it looks like I'm all out of
Charbonnet.
And on the main slate, Josh Allen is QB1, no question, and you will need him to take down tournaments, period. You will need Josh Allen. Despite Gardner Minshew's 30 plus, you will need Josh Allen.
Dude, if Gardner Minshew drops 30 and I come in like second, third, or fourth or some shit because Josh Allen drops 40, I'm going to be so fucking heated.
What was it, 2 weeks ago? Where we had all our Stroud lineups looking all sexy, and then Dakota was like, hold on. You need me to win. Your lineups are nice, but here's 405 total touchdowns. That's Josh Allen.
Well, what was it, 3 weeks ago when Stroud went off, and then I had Dakota, and then the week after that, I had Stroud, and then Dakota goes off. I'm like, man, fuck both of y'all. All right, I'm sick of both of you guys. You're both pissing me off.
You're both redacted. But for Dale, who's out bowling? For Chill, who's out volleyball? Volleyball. Hatred for the white devil. And volleyball. If y'all don't get that reference, you are uncultured.
Uncultured swines.
And of course, for the returning Baker, this has been the DFS Deli. Good luck on all your tournaments this week. Tomorrow, your showdown slate's on Friday, which is weird. And of course, the main slate on Sunday. We will see you all on the next one.